What's up guys and welcome back to the channel. This is your go-to guide DXYZ, and in this video, let me take you on a grand tour of the islands here in Floatania that I created here in Astrocade. And I'm going to be showing it to you time-lapse style. So let's get started. Alright, so let's get this floating island collectathon started. So we're going to start off first with the background theme, and the background theme of it will be a floating islands, and it's gonna be an anime style. So now, for this idea here, I got the inspiration of, if you are familiar with One Piece. One Piece is a very popular anime that's still ongoing. Grand Line has many islands, so I got that inspiration from, and of course, I'm gonna be doing my own variation. Okay, so let me just place the starting point here for momentarily. Then, I would try to do my previous methods of getting the area, which is creating a line here. So just going to be using a square block again and creating a line on this bottom area and stretching it out as far up until the end point of this map. So just like so, I'm creating this line here because that's one thing of how I can tell where will be the center of this painting. I've been doing this many times on my previous games, and this has been very helpful. So now I'm just placing a markers that is divisible by 5 to know how many blocks is until the end, which is I got 88. So I now know the center of that line on the bottom, so this is now will be the center. So I'm now going to go vertically now at the end so that I can now get the center on this vertical line now. And I've used around 79.5 of blocks here because at the very end it just cuts in half. And again, I did the same thing. Place markers divisible by 5 here until I got the number of blocks that I placed, which is 79.5. Okay, so fast forwarding it, I just got now the center because I deleted them all. So let's start off with the first island that I'm creating. So to make it more realistic that the island is floating, I did place some clouds here. Alright, so this first island is just gonna be a simple farm island. Yeah. With some mountains, a house, and the camera view here is like far wide. So if you're gonna look at it in your perspective, it's like it's far out. But technically it's not, but you get the idea. Because I couldn't really fit all many islands on this map. Okay, so I'm putting some cows here, sheep, horses, dog, birds. So it's typically the most peaceful island on the starting point. Now on the NPCs. So I went ahead and make the introductions on this one. There's gonna be a lot of NPCs here because your goal is to find Treasure Island. That's where the collectibles are gonna be located, and there's gonna be an adventure or a journey that's gonna be happening on this game for you to reach them. And as I said, there's gonna be multiple islands here. So there's gonna be specific islands that you will be needing. You will be required to make an ability or learn an ability for you to progress. So we're gonna press on with the desert island. So as you progress, you will be meeting several NPCs on this game, and they will give out clues. Somehow, just casual conversation. But some of them will be leaving out clues of where to go, what to do, something like that. So I'm now designing my desert island. It seems to be really simple. I didn't make it over. I didn't overdo it. Okay, so as you can see, this is one. This NPC doesn't know what treasure island is, so it's one of those NPCs that doesn't give any real info to provide. So I still continue on making the design of this desert island, and for this NPC, okay, it will tell you that on the right of this island is Astrocade. Okay. So I'm now almost done with this desert island, just placing a bit more of decorations here and there. Of course, we couldn't forget about the damaging items here, like the cactus. As for the traveling part here, I'll be using these spinning bubbles here. Why? I don't know. It's the first thing that popped into my head, and I don't want to waste time thinking about it. So after that, it's gonna be creating now the spiky area. So again, another mountain, which is like the base here. Then this area is just gonna be filled with thorny vines. And first thing is the decorations here. So don't worry, this is not a total damaging area. It's just a bit of decorations to make it look apart. And then I'll try to cover this up with fog, like this one, and bring about some of them behind, then leave something on the front, on the layers. And lastly is damaging ones now, just a few. Now adding an NPC that is a foreign person, yeah. And this one here is giving now information to the next island after this spiky island. Okay, so now this NPC is now telling you that only a teeny meeny islander can cross it, meaning it's a very small person, so we need to have the shrink ability. But for that, let's go over to Astrotown, how I created it. So Astrotown is a machinery island. As you can see on the first design, I put on the factory, then some houses, and of course a mountain machine. Yeah. So this is the home of machinery, Astrotown. And here you will get lots of info of what to do in order to progress on the game. So I do encourage that you would interact with every NPC that you will encounter. I know 2 minutes is a bit short to talk to them all in one run, but I do suggest that you play them multiple times when you got the story, pieced all together, and you can now actually go through with the game without having to interact with them, and that can be done within the 2 minutes time. Okay, so they are now telling you the information how to go to Hopley Island. That's because the only way to go Treasure Island is to get the double jump, and Hopley Island has that ability. And then I will now be placing some NPCs here because, they eavesdrop that you are trying to get information to cross Gigantos, but in order to do that, they have to cross Gigantos Island. So these NPCs here will give you info how to do so, but they are requesting some assistance to help their brother out that has been imprisoned on Prison Island. As you can see here. Okay, so their brother was captured in prison, and of course they have to set him free. And after that, the reward is the brother that has been captured will tell some valuable information how to get to Teeny Meeny Island to get the shrink ability and for you to cross the Gigantos Island. So while doing this, I had a little fun of recreating the names of the islands. Yeah, it's Gigantos, Teeny Meeny, Hoppy. I think the next island will be showing you will be full of lightnings, Thunderama. Okay, so once the NPCs are done, I'm trying to make a beam of light because these are mages that will teleport you to the prison island. So I got this here, and now once that is finished, let's now create Prison Island. So I just extended it a bit on the top so that it will not be visible above Astro Town. Alright. And then just putting some clouds here. And let's make now the Prison Mountain. In here, there's not much there's not going to be some excessive interactions here because the prison is just flat. This prison here is going to be a few battles with these guards here outside on the near the entrance, and then I'm going to be placing the NPC here inside the cage. Like this one, yeah, this one cage. And the magical adventure inside. Of course, when you defeat all the guards, you have to interact with it, and it will tell you the information that you need. Right, so this here now is gonna be Thunderama Island. It's going to be full of thunder designs, and this is going to be a jumping island. When I say jumping island, it means that in order to progress to the next island, you have to jump onto something, and those are lightning bolts, and these lightning bolts are damaging. So if you are not careful enough, it can actually send you back to the starting point. But I will be placing here a health lightning bolt so that you can start over and over again. Okay, then I placed also a large alright, so let's move on first to the mountain here, and this is going to be Teeny Meeny Island. So on the left side is a castle, which is the wall, and going to be placing small houses for the dwarves to live in. And this is where giant mushrooms are going to be placed with different colors. Alright, so a bit more of these mushrooms here. Okay, now that's done. Just correct the layers, and now let's place down the dwarfs. So again, this dwarf is welcoming the adventurer to Teeny Island, and they do have what the adventurer is looking for. Okay, and these NPC now is okay. So you have to eat the mushroom, and they will be like quarks. They will shrink, and you can now even cross Gigantos Island. And in fact, it mentions that you will be teleported to the nearest island, meaning you can use the respawn ability, a respawn button, to go back to the starting point, and then from there you can now go over to Spiky Island, and now I'm going to be creating Gigantos Island. So for this part, it's just very simple design, just making giants, enlarging these gigantic figures, because if you proceeded to this way, you won't have any way to travel underneath their feet if you are in the regular size. So that's why you need a shrink for you to travel beneath their feet. And for this one, I'm creating a wall here because I don't want the player to, have a shortcut and not go through. So I'm just making sure that no cheating is allowed here. Next one now is copy the island. Now this is the island where you will now be getting double jump ability, and that's the very sole reason of this journey, is to get that double jump. And once you got the double jump, then you will now have access to Treasure Island. So I'm trying to think of a good way of creating this island, so I just went with the native approach. Okay, so for this one, just gonna be trees and some huts here. Then the NPCs. So the NPCs here will welcome the adventurer, and then they are very impressed that they have come a long way because they haven't had many visitors. And this one here will tell you to drink the potion for you to learn double jump, which is, here is now the double jump potion. Okay, once that's done, just adding a bit more decoration and details. Okay, it's just a simple message for the giants. And now, going now to this part is now the Treasure Island. So there's gonna be a golden mountain with these towers on each side and a golden city on the middle. And this will be just a background design, really. And then just making it more cool here with some decorations, getting some bushes, flowers on the middle. Then after this, I will now proceed to scatter the collectibles, since this is the end final island, if you must say. So this is the emissary that will welcome the adventurer to Golden City of Treasure Island, and he will welcome the adventurers to help themselves with collectibles here. So just like that, starting with the collectibles with the treasure chests filled with gold, and now this is our treasure chest filled with jewelry, gems, relics, and of course some gold coins. Now I just want them to be symmetrical as possible, so I did my best to recreate them as much. And then some rainbow feathers. Well, this is just pretty random in my end. And then an NPC, a gold key, telling you that take as much as you can to fill your heart's content. Alright, so let me just now finish this with the design, and here you are, Floatania, World of Floatania. So it's just a simple game here, and I hope that you will enjoy this. So let's see now the gameplay. Okay, start off Farm Island, go to Desert, and then to Astro Town, in Prison. Alright, so jumping over these lightning bolts. This giant lightning bolt there is a climbable one. Getting the shrink and then going back to Farm Island, crossing over Spiky, underneath the giant's toes. Okay, getting the double jump, going back to Farm Island, and jump my way to Treasure Island. And let's now reap the rewards until timer runs out. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed watching the video and had a grand time of it. As always, thank you very much for watching. This is your go-to guide DXYZ, and I'll see you on the next one.